Order. First of all, we'll do Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. We got all board members minus Joe Czarnecki. And I didn't pull the paper. Do we have any patron comments? Did anybody sign up for patron comments?
I did not see any.
Okay. No patron comments tonight. Thank you for those that have come. And thank you for those that chose not to speak. No. So first off, we'll have the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion to approve the agenda.
And a second.
I second the motion to approve the agenda.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Next, reports. Do you want to introduce the
Sure.
principal?
Dr. Martinez, would you like to go first?
Sure.
Have our elementary principal, Dr. Martinez, tell us about the beginning of the school year.
Set it up here.
Cool.
And also, guys, we're going to try to get the mics to where the people can hear it on live. So as long as you're fairly close around here, you should be able to pick up on the mics. But I just want to make sure that people can hear it.
Do you think do we need to move one of
Move
these
the
up?
mic over there. Or?
I think, yeah, we can just move this one over. This one's fine.
I should.
Do like Beyonce?
Let me just try something here. She told me something here to just make sure. We'll just try this one more time.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, so thank you. So we are now in our first full week that we're starting, and it was a really smooth first 3 days. So just wanted to provide a quick recap and then a couple things we have looking forward. One of the things we did at the elementary is we had a new staff luncheon the Thursday, the 31st, 30th, whatever that Thursday was. And so we invited all of our new staff, so it was 12 staff members total. We invited some of our mentor teachers, members of the corp office, and all of our main office just to kind of welcome our new staff. Nothing formal, no training, no logistics, just a chance to enjoy each other's company. We had Chick-fil-A brought in, and just a chance to kind of embrace them into our school community, because as we continue year after year, that's the one common piece and one of the positive praises is that community feeling. And so we thought this year we would just focus on building community with them, and asking them some fun questions and having people discuss just various random questions. So one of the questions was, is ketchup really a smoothie? And then last week, did Eric share that with you? Not Jamba Juice. What's the other shake place?
Smoothie King.
Smoothie King. Smoothie King announced they're making a ketchup smoothie now. So it was very timely that was one of our questions, and then sure enough, Smoothie King.
We said no.
We said no. We looked up the definition. It has to be made with milk, yogurt, or ice cream as a component. So no, it's not really a smoothie. We did the open house this year on Monday. We got a lot of positive feedback by shifting that open house up a day to Monday, so that way there wasn't the quick turnaround from Tuesday into the first day of school on Wednesday. So we're thankful for that flexibility. And then we set up a giveaway table with the spinner, so students were able to spin, get some Laville trinkets, and then we were even making balloon animals to give away to some of the kids too, which was an event in and of itself. Joy Jam. So this summer, 10 of us went to this conference called Joy Jam. It's the third year that they've done it. It's put on by Eastern Hancock Schools, a district of about 1,200 students. And the whole purpose of the two-day PD is joy, remembering why we do what we do. There was no talk about test scores, no talk about instructional strategies from textbook vendors, just kind of focus on what's important in life and making sure that we as educators are thinking about our emotional well-being and finding moments of joy. I think Mary was there with me, and I think one of the best parts about it was the various keynote speakers, some of the things that they focused on that was important to them and saw them lead to success in their schools were things that we are trying and implementing and talked about implementing here at the elementary school. So it was another sign that we're on the right track with some of the things we're trying to do. So we're thankful for Mr. Burke and Mr. Kniebel for figuring out a way to help pay for that experience for our staff. We'll be continuing with our staff family teams this year. So again, we've got curriculum PD team, conscious discipline team, school beautification team, and the joy team. And again, these are opportunities for our staff to pick which team they connect most with and figure out how we can make improvements and keep moving forward in each of these different areas for our school. You may have seen we started something this year already, Lancer Read Alouds. So the goal is every Friday we'll release a YouTube video of one of our staff members reading a picture book. I saw it at another school where the principal did it every Friday, and I was like, well, it doesn't always have to be the principal, it can be anybody. So last week, Jill and I recorded several books, and we released one each day. We recruited Mrs. Tyler to do one specifically for kindergartners, and this coming Friday, we've got Mrs. Borkowski set to go for a book as well. So we've got the calendar marked out for the whole school year, and staff members signing up, and Scotty, of course, is helping out making that happen. So we're getting a lot of positive feedback with that as well. And then the other piece going ahead is last year, we set up a couple literacy nights, evening events, and so we'll be looking to set that up again. Some of those topics we might be looking at this year as we look to fine tune that date. Title I, because we always have to update families on Title I information. We've pivoted to standard-based report cards for kindergarten through second, if you remember from last spring. So we'll have a session to kind of share that information with families. And then, of course, probably an overview of the reading program that we just adopted. And there might be some other topics, too. I think one of the things I want to try to do this year is see if we can maybe record each of those sessions, so that way families who aren't able to attend, we can at least post that information on our website. So based on schedules, they can watch it at their availability also. And then the one last thing I just wanted to say the thank you. So we did have some sponsors that helped us with some of our back to school stuff. So the new staff luncheon, we gave all of our new teachers a gift bag, and then our all staff luncheon on our first day. So Kyra Hammett, who used to be a teacher with us, who now works in Realty, she donated money towards the gift bags. Integrity Builders, South Bend Roofing, and Elevate Wellness Solutions. And so they helped contribute some of the money towards the food and the gifts for our staff. So that's all I got for now.
Thanks. I can tell you one thing I want to say is I've been at the elementary and the high school every day, and I can tell you the kids are engaged, and they're excited to be back. Mr. Florian may be here somewhere. They're excited about the lunches now. They really do enjoy lunch, which is good. The kids are having fun, but we're there for business and for school, and they're back into that. Took probably a couple days to get to that first week, and that's not a bad thing though, because I tell you that first week is challenging for everyone. It just feels different, even from the superintendent.
It does, and we've gotten a lot of feedback from families and staff that the school just feels different this year, in the positive. Right, and so we're really excited to move forward. Jill and I have spoken a lot, so we're sharing an office now. One of the ways that we helped make the most of our space. So our office is a double office with the conference room, and it's helping us collaborate. And then one of the things that we've talked a lot about is how we can continue that community education, which is something that Jill's really passionate about too. And so with things like the literacy night, we're looking to add on to that from previous years.
And I would tell you, Dawn, your person that's taken your old spot does a phenomenal job.
That's fantastic.
No doubt.
She's awesome. So
No doubt.
That's exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
she definitely has that office under control. She's
Yeah.
great.
Good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr.
Thank you.
Mr. Edison.
Okay. Well, we are also having a great start to the school year.
You know, one thing before you get started, we today met with IUSB, and Lori was meeting with them, and I came in and talked, and one thing that's very exciting to me was, and I don't know if you have that number in your head, if you're gonna talk about it, the amount of students that are on track to earn,
Yes, ICC?
but yes.
Yes. So I've got some of those numbers,
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
yeah, we have a lot of. I could have gone deeper with some of this stuff, but I also didn't want to bore everybody with data
It
and
is
numbers.
exciting,
But there's
the
some
amount of growth we've had in that area.
there's some
already.
good things going on.
Yeah.
First off, staff members, we had a math teacher decide with a couple of weeks to before school started to get into the private sector and to go do something else. So we needed a math position. So it's hard to find a math teacher. We actually have a student teacher right now for Mrs. Czarnecki. So you know, you never know how that might go, a young lady. So, but anyhow, we were kind of in a dilemma. Posted the job, didn't get any bites, and then we had Vel Wheeler, who is working on her master's in special education. So she decided she was going to take the aide position for the young lady who went over to the elementary as an aide, Taylor Eddington. And so she was going to be the aide, but she wants to be a special ed teacher. Well, then I got thinking, you know, I've talked to Debbie Kopetsky before, and Debbie's been very passionate about maybe trying something else. I've watched her teach math and English to her students in the past, and she's really good. And I just brought that up to her, and she was excited as all could be, you know, to try that out and to teach math. And we got Vel on board, and so she's basically going to start as she's working towards her license. So it was kind of a win-win. So that's, and Vel worked for us before in the counseling department. So really, she's just back in here after a little bit of time off. So that was our only new staff member really so far. So it's been a good start. So probably the thing that I don't know, I don't like the word proud, but you know, humbly proud about, or just glad that we achieved this, is our graduation rate. It's the best that I've ever seen in just being here, and I don't really know, but for sure as an administrator, as an assistant principal or principal. So we had 107 kids walk last year, okay, in commencement. Every single student that started the school year for us as a senior walked at the end, which is, to me, pretty amazing.
Sure.
So we aren't at 100%, okay, because there were 3 students that started the freshman year and then didn't finish with us and never got picked up by another school, okay? So I went and looked up, see who these kids were, and I remembered who they were. 2 of them dropped out. When I say that in quote marks, I mean they, as sophomores, they were going to go to a different school. The thing is, when you reach out sometimes to, I think it's easier at the elementary to get help from the courts, to get help from different groups. When they get to be about sophomores or juniors, it's tougher to, yeah, the law is you have to go to school, but there's bigger fish to fry. They don't really go after the 16, 17-year-olds that drop out of school before they're allowed to, if that makes sense. So 2 of these girls, they went to a different school but never really enrolled, so they stayed on our books. And we do our best to stay after it and try to get them to do something, to enroll. Nothing. The other kid, a young man, he did the same thing the start of his junior year. So really from you know, for about 2 years there, we had every single kid. Now what does that mean? That means we had a lot of people helping these kids along, okay? Sometimes the motivation isn't super high with kids, okay? So that's just the honest truth. So really, who do we have to thank? Every person in this building, and probably half the people in Ernesto's building as well, because they played a part in it. So, the way I figure it is it's about 97.2%. We had 10 students who were in LVS, Lancer Virtual, that were seniors, and those students all made it. And I couldn't get the exact number of seniors, but all of those students in the Lancer Achievement Academy made it as well. Now, there's no way to tell who wouldn't have made it and who would have made it, but I don't think we'd be 100% if we didn't have those two programs. I just don't, because some of those kids just were not going to make it. I sat with several kids that were going to quit. Mr. Burke sat in my office when a kid was going to quit last year, and we just didn't let him quit. And we just tried to do things. So the whole building needs thanked, but here's a few people that I think did more than their fair share. Okay, Mr. Zach Tyler, Lancer Virtual School. Okay, he did a lot for those kids. He runs that. He meets with those kids weekly. Mrs. Katie Belinsky, Lancer Achievement Academy, getting those kids motivated, keeping them going. Miss Lori Williams, counselor, she just was on top of it, on top of every kid, always letting me know, hey, this kid, that kid, we got to stay on them. You know, time's winding down. Mrs. Jennifer Cook is an aide, and she pulled along and helped 2 or 3 kids that I really don't think they would have made it if it wasn't for her. And Mrs. Jody Kaiser, NHS tutoring, which I thought was very successful last year, our first year doing that. Mr. Sean Hill, who's actually here, 12th grade English. You ask, well, why 12th grade English? Because that's a tough subject, and some kids, that's like the hang up for them. And then they have to take summer school to pass, and they still make it. And then Miss Meredith Richer, special education teacher for the seniors. So I felt like those, whatever that is, 7 people played a major impact on that.
What's NHS tutoring?
National Honor Society.
You have the students.
So we have National
tutoring
Honor
down?
Society, we have flex time.
Yeah.
So during flex time, we actually have like a flex time, then like a homeroom time. So on Mondays, like today, we had, during the first flex, we do SSR, Sustained Silent Reading. And what we try to do is I take a book and I go to a classroom. And every Monday, I go to a different classroom, you know, for those 20 minutes, and I model that. And we all try to do that in the office because I want everybody in the building reading. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have clubs. Wednesday, there isn't any. Fridays, we have Fun Fridays. We started that last year. And in their homeroom, teachers have fun games that they play with kids. Like I know my wife plays categories with the kids. I don't know if you've ever played that, but it's a word type of game. I mean, it's a fun game, but you know, it also gets you thinking. So that's part of it. And then another flex time, we're having part of it study hall, but then we're having tutoring where kids go, and some of the kids are, I wouldn't say forced to go, because if they're forced to go and they aren't willing to do any work, it doesn't work out. Yep. But we have interventions. You know, we meet with kids, we meet with families, we see if that would be something that would be beneficial to them. And then by the middle of the year, Mrs. Kaiser probably has, if she has 20 kids in her NHS students working with kids, she probably has 20 to 25 people being tutored. And that changes, because some kids will be tutored for a while and then they get their grade up and they're doing well. I think I'm good now, and we bring other kids in, so it's just a way to give some extra benefit, but use our National Honor Society kids, you know, peer tutoring.
That's cool.
So, moving on here a little, our enrollment, just so you kind of know, now our enrollment's already changed too. I just checked when I was back there on my computer, and we enrolled 2 new students since I put this together, and we have another one coming tomorrow. Now I realize that's nothing, you know, magical. It's not like we have 500 kids pouring in here, but we do have about 550 students. You know, we have traditional Lancer Achievement Academy and Lancer Virtual, and those will fluctuate. I've already in the past week probably showed 4 different families around. So we just want to be an open door and be available to families, and if they have questions, answer their questions and be there for them. So that's what we're looking at the junior senior high school. Work-based learning. It's a big push by the state to get more work-based learning, and we're trying to house some of that here at the school. Have these kids do some different things here that they're interested in. For example, and I didn't even put these 2 girls on there. We have a couple of girls. It's actually, I got the number wrong. It should be 7. We have 2 girls that actually go over and they help Dr. Martinez at the elementary, because with the elementary students. So half of the day they're doing that and they're earning credits for that. We have 3 students who help in the cafeteria, 1 who spends a half a day with Mr. Moore out in maintenance, half a day, and then athletics, we have someone in half the day spends time with Will and Brant, helping set up, helping do things. And we just kind of hope that that's something maybe down the path that they would want to take. Give them some work-based learning, and it helps towards their graduation, because it's just totally shifting without getting too much in the weeds. Okay, ICC stands for Indiana College Corps, and that's something that we've partnered in the past with Ivy Tech and IU. And Ivy Tech was our you have to declare like a main,
Like a
what's the word?
primary.
Primary, yeah, they're primary, but we switched, and IU's our primary now. Okay, and what does this mean? Okay, last year we had 2 students that graduated with the ICC, Sean Cooch and, man, I forget, but 2 students that graduated with that. And basically they have 30 credit hours that, college credits that they've earned in high school through, like IU. Last year it was through Ivy Tech. So if you get at least 30, any public college in the state of Indiana has to accept those. So you think of it, if you go to college with 30 credit hours,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of time, it's a lot of learning, but it's a lot of money that you can save.
Right.
So 2 last year. We have 13 on track this year as seniors to achieve that. And so that might not seem like a ton, but in talking with the IUSB earlier today, I was there and I had a meeting and you popped in. She said that there's bigger schools that don't have nearly what we have.
Well, it's 10% of your class.
Yeah,
at least.
and that's if, I mean, our senior class isn't that big as
Okay,
last
so
year's.
yeah.
Last year's was
So
anomaly.
that's, if you look at a percentage wise,
Yes,
that's big.
so it's really good.
We
And
won't
we
say
have,
the schools, but a couple other schools around here that are much larger than us do not have the amount that we have.
Great.
yeah, so that's a really big
feather in the
bonus for
cap.
families, for everyone out there. It's just a win-win. I've even seen it with some students that I know. One's my son, who's a junior, who's been like excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wants that purpose. He wants to have something to kind of achieve and to take with him for college. So that's really exciting. ACP, CTE, and dual credit courses. Last year we had 2 students take ACP, that's Advanced College Project, and it's classes offered through IU. Okay? This year we have 62. We went from 2 to 62 ACP classes. We currently have 73 students involved in CTE. You know, that's where they're going. That's the career and technical education. We have just a slew of different things that students can take. A lot of offerings where we partner with other schools. We have 7 teachers in our building teaching dual credit courses. We're currently offering 14 dual credit courses in our building. We have 115 students taking non-elective dual credit courses. 58 that are in-house, 57 that are either at, that are at Plymouth, Knox, or Glenn, schools that we partner with. So that's just, it's just giving kids a better opportunity for beyond high school. It's getting them ready. And each of those topics could go we could go deeper into each one of those.
Just,
Yeah, Rod.
what grade do they start? Is that
Okay,
junior, or
CTE
can they-
used to always be
well-
juniors and seniors, but now we've started a little bit, maybe as sophomores, a few, but for the most part,
Junior and senior.
I would say most of these, I don't want to be wrong on this, most of it would be juniors and seniors. But not everything. There's some ACP. Yeah.
Of the 73 students,
Yeah,
how
sorry.
many, sorry, of the 73 students, and I'm not holding you to an exact number, but how many stay here or versus how many we're outsourcing?
It's a great question. Most are going.
Most are going away.
Yeah, because what do we offer in-house?
The
We
culinary.
offer culinary, I had some other notes on my strategic marketing and ag. All the others are outsourced. So, yeah. And I
And
wouldn't know
then
the
would
exact.
the part of the CTE counts, like for, you were mentioning the aides that are helping there, right? That's all, are they in that? The students, the 7 students that are going, like, working here, that's part of CTE, correct?
Not 100%.
Well,
It's a.
Well, like,
Workforce
the one that's working with
No.
Zach Moore, right? That'd
yeah,
be considered a
absolutely.
career
And
tech.
then also, Zach is, and also the one that
So-
is in the cafeteria, those are as well. The ones that are at the elementary are elementary education students. I mean, they're studying to be teachers for elementary, that's what they want
Yeah.
to do, so it's more of an experience in there.
Practical
giving them
Work-based
the
learning.
opportunity.
It's work-based learning, and I don't know if that still.
It's really part of the career
Okay.
program. It
Okay.
is.
And I know Lori Williams would just, she'd know right off the bat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I
it
don't.
is.
Okay.
They count, so anything work-based learning will count on CTE.
Okay. So, moving on here, we're involved, we applied for a grant that we got accepted into, and I think maybe some of you have heard about that. It's Reckon 2.0, and that stands for Rural Early College Network. Okay, and it's a federal grant, and basically we get money each year. I think the first year it's, up to $30,000, and we have to put in a budget and everything. And we're starting to implement that, and it's going to be over the course of 5 years, and and we've already got a big start with the ICC, with a lot of these things that are combined, but it's basically offering advanced coursework, which we're doing with ACP classes, with dual credit classes. We're trying to get more of our teachers, giving them incentives to get, certified to teach some of these classes, so we don't have to outsource. But it's to improve college-going rates for underdeserved students. And we've seen some big success from other schools that were part of Reckon 1.0. Now they're doing the second group of schools, and it's something that I didn't really realize it at the beginning, but it's something that you can kind of hang your hat on, so to speak, when you complete it, because then you are a certified Reckon school, and you can advertise that, and that's a draw for kids to come to your school, because there's a lot of schools in the area that would not be, a Reckon school. And so we're going to complete that, and we're going to have an advantage, and we're going to promote that, and we're going to try to draw students in so that they have different opportunities here. We have, and actually on that, we have Mr. Burke's a part of that, myself, Lori Williams, Mr. Hill, Mrs. Higley, and Mr. Tyler. And we're all a part of that group. Just some other items. I could have gone on and on. I know I've rambled quite a bit. We just have a lot of stuff going on. I just loved our first few days of school. I thought our first day of school, I wanted to knock on wood the entire day, because it's like, first day you're always going to have your problems. Buses, just transition, 7th graders, lockers, finding everything. But it was one of the smoothest first days we've had, and things have been pretty good. And it was just neat. I walked upstairs, and I saw so many of our teachers that teach upstairs just outside helping 7th grade students with their lockers, asking them if they needed help, finding where they're going, and it warms my heart to see our teachers doing that, finding their way around. And then just the last thing I wanted to bring up is we are starting a girls flag football team. There was an initiative started by the Colts, and basically you got free money, any school that started it up. I saw these jerseys. They got really nice Nike jerseys. We've got 12 girls wanting to play flag football, and they can also play another sport. So if they're playing volleyball, they can still play flag football. So it's going to be our first year for that. I think that's all I got. Anyone have any questions?
One thing I want to say about early college that I really love, doesn't mean you're going to go to college, but what it does is it gives you an opportunity to experience it before you go. So it really helps you make good decisions. It gives you an opportunity to, number one, show that you can do it, or that, this is not something that I love. But it's a great opportunity for our students to have the option to take classes to determine if it's something that they want to do. I mean, again, not everyone is going to go to college, nor do we expect them to.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. That takes us to consensus agenda.
Yes, I recommend that that the board approve with one vote all the items on the consent agenda.
Do I have someone to make a motion?
I make a motion to,
A second?
And second, Decker. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Any comment on any of that stuff? Thank you for the donors.
Okay. Thank you,
And-
Jared, for your donation. That was,
Yeah.
as well as the other ones.
Yep. Thank you. And all the new hires, it's cool to see, in and out.
Just a comment. I'm
Yeah.
really pleased to see that we were able to get people so fast. My first year on the board is like, we can't get anybody. We're losing them to Plymouth because they pay more. And so far, you guys have done boom, boom, boom. And it seems to be going
Got
really
some
well.
back from other districts.
Yeah,
Says something.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I won't comment any further. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Section E, action items. We don't have any, huh? Don't have any action items tonight. Upcoming meeting will be August 11th. Is this meeting? They always do that to me. It'll be September 8th, our next meeting. Any superintendent comments?
Again, just pleased the start of the school year. I think everyone's done a great job. Excited for the fact that the kids are back. That's always a fun time, and really excited about the vibe that we have in the building. I mean, all of the schools, both the schools, the students seem happy, the teachers seem happy. I think they're tired, but they're happy.
Sure.
And just happy to have them back. This is always the best time of the year for me. The summer's kind of, it's more casual, shall I say, but this is why we're here, is for the kids. And I'm always excited to have them back. That's the whole reason that we exist, is for our students. And it's awesome. I got to sit out and watch a little football practice tonight and see things like that. The activities are starting back, and it's just wonderful to see our kids engaged.
Cool. Any board comments?
thank you. The presentations were great. Looks like we're off to a good school year. It's nice to see the enthusiasm from both of you. You can tell that you're excited about the school year, and if you're excited, that trickles down both to the staff and the students. So we appreciate, I know you've probably both put in a lot of extra these last couple weeks getting ready, so it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you.
Yeah, I thank you too. And the positivity, that creates an environment where people want to work, where the kids want to go to school. It's really nice to see.
You know, one thing I'll say too, I'm sorry, I've had my comment.
You're done.
I apologize. With my, our association here does a great job, and a lot of times, it's kind of funny because teachers have said, I've never heard a superintendent say that. Well, the fact of the matter is, if you follow the contract and you do what you're supposed to do, the association's great. And we have a great group of association members that want to do what's right for our kids, which I appreciate.
Good point.
Cool. I will adjourn the meeting at 7:04. Yeah.